guys, and welcome back to my channel. I say this every time I start over. I've missed you guys. I love YouTube. All the things. Tiny little life update. You guys already know we moved to Tennessee. We bought a house in December. We have found a church home. All the things. And I also needed to get a little part-time job just to help out finances while we are in this crazy season of building a homestead, owning a home, doing all the things. So I got a job at Suntan City. So if I look very tan, that is why. It is part of the uniform. But that has taken me a little bit of time to adjust to the new routines of me working outside of the home and not necessarily on my own schedule the way it was when I did hair, but having to abide by somebody else's schedule. So it's taking me some time. We had the summer, during the summertime we had a big turnover at work, so we didn't have as many employees, so I was working full-time at that time, and it was just a little bit difficult. But now we are scaling back. We've hired people, we've done things, and the homeschool year is starting today, and things are just getting a little bit more focused, routine, all those things, and I really wanted to get back on YouTube. I absolutely love making content on YouTube. It's one of the things that actually fills my cup, so here we go. In the time that we moved, and I think I've shared this on here before, I actually did have a big just mental health struggle, and I'm still kind of working through healing and finding processes in that, but in that time period I realized I needed to do things that make me happy, that can help me focus some of my mental energy, to not have so many anxious thoughts and all those things. And I came back to reading for the last probably 5 or 6 years. Anytime I read a book, it was really like a self-help or a leadership or some kind of thing in that area, because that's all I really had time for, and that was where I was at in my life. And so now, again, to try to help me just be able to escape my brain for a minute, I really got back into nonfiction reading. So nonfiction? Fiction reading. I am dabbing my toe back into a few self-help books now, but I dove headfirst, I think it was like in the fall of last year, and I am still picking up speed. Now, I feel like I'm not the normal bookstagrammer. Well, I don't even have a bookstagram yet. Booktuber, any of the things. I'm newer to the whole bookish community, but I definitely like to physically read the book. Plus, I washed my headphones. Like, they were in my pocket of my cardigan and I washed them. So Audible has been a little bit difficult for me because I have like the plug-in old school headphones, and like, how do you even do anything? Like, how did we do anything before we had wireless headphones? And when I listen to Audibles, it's usually because I want to be doing something else, like laundry or cleaning or cooking, another task that I need my hands free, and that's why I'll listen to an Audible. So I have been solely physically reading like actual books since I think I watched them in January. So I'm a little slower. I don't have as many books on my TBR as most people, all the things. So it's a little smaller than most, but it's okay because I am thoroughly enjoying my reading time. In July, I dove into the A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Whatever series by Sarah J. Maas, and I am so obsessed, and I'm living in that world. And I was living in that world for all of July, maybe some of June too, but again, I'm physically reading them, so I'm a little bit it takes me a little bit longer. So July was like set aside for A Court of Thorns. And here's another thing about me: if I start a series, I have to end the series. Like, I am even the same with like TV shows or movies. Like, if I begin it, I need to know how it ends. So I start binging. So I'm not one who jumps around books or series very often. Like, I start and finish, like I'm compartmentalized in that regard. So I am about to share my August TBR because I am finally exiting my beautiful Accord of world, and I want to get some summer reads in before summer is over, because come September your girl is reading fall books. So let me share with you what I'm reading for the month of August. All right, so I told you July was Accord of. August, I am about 200 pages away from being done with Accord of Silver Flames, the last book in the series. I think I'm gonna do a whole like vlog or whatever, just kind of reviewing and my thoughts on this whole series, because I have so enjoyed it. But I'm at the tail end of it, so I am gonna finish, and I kind of love that it's like an orange cover because it kind of goes with like summer, even though it's not necessarily a summer read, but aesthetically it's hitting it. Plus, orange is kind of my aesthetic since I've moved to Tennessee, because go balls. So, Accord of Silver Flames, I'm going to be finishing that hopefully today, actually. And then I'm going to jump into some more of what you expect summer reads. And I am actually going to start that with A Happy Place. I have seen everyone posting about this book on their bookstagrams, book talks, all the things. Like, this was the summer read of this year, I feel like. And I have never read anything Emily Henry. Again, I am new back to this world of reading fiction books, so I'm pretty excited about this. I did think that after being in a fantasy, literal fantasy world for a good couple months, I just needed to read something that was set in our time period. So this book I have heard amazing things about. I like to go into books a little bit blind, like I will watch reviews and those kinds of things, but I do know, I think it is a couple who has recently broken up, but they have like this friend group and they do this lake house every year, and they don't want to ruin the vibe, so they're gonna like pretend to still be together. So I'm assuming as they're pretending to still be together and pretending to be in love, they'll rediscover how they love each other, or maybe not. But I've also heard that the found family in this book just like rips your heart out. It's so special, and I feel like since we have moved and we are not around our physical family or the friends that we've had for years, we are in the process of finding our family here in Tennessee. So I am just so drawn to that storyline, and I feel like that is also why I love this. Again, I'm gonna do a whole review on this whole series, but that just rips my heart out, and I love it in the best way. So I'm so excited to read this. This is going to be a very traditional summer read, and since I am going to be new to Emily Henry, and I'm assuming I probably should have read this first because I think it's about the same people-ish, but I don't care. I want to read Happy Place first. I'm going to be reading Beach Read. So again, such a typical summer book. Augustus Everett is an acclaimed author of literary fiction. January Andrews writes best-selling romance. When she pens A Happily Ever After, he kills off his entire cast. They're polar opposites, and in fact, the only thing they have in common is that for the next 3 months, they're living in neighboring beach houses, broke and bogged down with writer's block. I'm not gonna read you anymore. So this is gonna just be a sweet romance about two authors, so I'm so excited about it. And again, I just am really excited to be in some, well, not 500-page books for one, but quicker, just gobble them up little rom-coms. So I'm excited about this one as well, Beach Read. And then I just thought I needed to read this because, well, it says summer, and August is going to be about summer reads for me. So One Italian Summer, and this one, same thing, I've heard a lot of good things about it. It is about a daughter whose mom dies and she takes a trip to Italy. I believe they were supposed to take that trip together, but then her mom isn't able to, and just the way she is able to connect with her mom and love her memory through this trip, I believe that is what I have heard the most about. And I think it's going to be a little bit of a tearjerker. It's going to be very like atmospheric, I feel like, and who doesn't want to go to Italy? And since I can't afford to book a plane there, I'm just gonna read all about it, you know? So in One Italian Summer is gonna be my other August read. And then one of my other Fun August Reads is going to be from Francine Rivers, and it's A Lineage of Grace. So this book is actually part of my church's book club that we're doing over the next few months. It is so good. If you have not read Francine Rivers, she is a Christian fiction writer, and she really will take Bible characters and things and make stories around them, obviously with creative influence. These are not like theological reads, they are for fun, they are fiction, and really just make stories come alive to you and give you perspectives of these characters that we rarely have a lot of info on. So I love the way her imagination works. But this particular one follows Tamar, Rahab, Ruth, Bathsheba, and Mary. And so she does like little novellas on each of these characters. And so for this month, we are going to be doing the one on Ruth, which Ruth is one of my favorite Bible characters. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So we just read one of the novellas each month and then talk about it. So this is going to be, we are meeting in August, so I need to read this one about Ruth pretty quickly here. So that way we can have our thing. And I really do. I highly recommend Francine Rivers if you are looking for some fun Christian fiction. So that is my little August TBR. Look at how colorful and pretty and like all the summer happy vibes in this little stack right here. Again, I feel like such a novice to the booktube world because I do not have 14 book TBRs. When I get headphones again, I can devour a few more that way. But right now, since I'm physically reading, this is a good hefty list that I'm excited about, that I am so excited to tell you about when it's done. And again, September is going to be fall. That is when I'm entering fall. I'm trying to be present in the rest of summer. Like, I'm trying not to rush through seasons of life. I'm trying to learn to love and find beauty in all seasons. But I'm kind of done with summer. I'm very ready for fall. In fact, on our drive home, there's a few trees that are already like on my vibe. They're turning red and yellow, and I'm like, yes, 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 yes. So let's enjoy the rest of summer. Let's get some of these summer reads done and in the books for summer 2023. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Tell me what you're reading. Are you still in summer? Are you already in fall? Are you reading spooky books? What's happening in your world? Or if you've read any of these, let me know what you think of them, and let me know your favorite fall book, so for September I could be ready. All right guys, I hope you're having a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.